Okay, I wanted to upload this because I've been having a lot of issues with the live stream. I was like, why is my audio going in and out? So I get a lot of comments from passionately ignorant men. And I will say this too, I've gotten a lot of feedback from men that were practical and could kind of see my point of view. And it's not that I'm trying to defend women who are reckless and unreasonable. I'm just saying that you can teach an individual, you can counsel an individual without, again, taking away their dignity, which I find to be that whole Kevin Samuels space. And it's clear too because the way that Kevin Samuels talked to women that he doesn't know is how his followers talk to women that they don't know if they come on the mic and disagree with them. And these men are so passionately ignorant that they assume that they're talking to the same type of woman. And so when they start sparring words with me, they get shut down really quickly. Because you can't go to war to words over who you think I am, right? You're not going to do that. Sorry, Kevin, for taking that, but we're not doing that, because you don't know me. You're making assumptions about me. Just like we all make assumptions about each other based off of the information that we have. But some of y'all assumptions are just coming from a very evil and ad hominem place. And it's like, dude, I understand why you're single. I think most people understand why you're single, even you do. MGTOW. That's what I'm gonna start doing when these passionate dudes, MGTOW, go your own way. Why are you arguing with women? Don't do that. If you decide to go your own way, you should not be arguing with women at any point at this point. But anyways, this dude reached out to me and he said, I can understand your objective, and I understand your point, but you don't fit. And he acknowledged that he didn't feel like I fit the criteria of the women that Kevin Samuels is talking about. Thank you, appreciate it, brother. But he says, why are you defending women that are beneath you, right? And I sat with that for a second. It's like, so you have in your mind that there are human beings on this earth that is beneath you. And I think a lot of people with, some level of self-righteous complex and, Kevin Samuels fosters a very superficial mindset within the men. So you have to be pretty. You got to make sure your wig is nice. You got to make sure your everything is you. It's so funny. These dudes are coming at me about the fact that I'm not buying into all the superficial. And they're calling me out on it. You're ugly. Look at your wig. Look at your hair. Look at your face. It's like, isn't that like what you guys are so disdained about right now? Like all the, like you're upset because I'm not excessive. I'm sorry, but I don't want to be your standard of what I should be because I'm an individual. Okay? And I would not want to align myself with a man like you, right? Because you don't align with my vision of what I want my leader to be. And apparently you haven't for a lot of women, and that's why you are arguing with women and trying to lower their frequency because yours is obviously low no matter how much money you have. Your high net worth is still putting you in a position where you can't find a woman. You can't secure a woman or you can't keep a woman. You can't get a woman to trust your leadership. So you're angry. That's what's going on with you. You know what I mean? It's like when these dudes come with these ad hominem attacks, I automatically, it's like, dude, you feel terrible about yourself. And so you came here to bring me on a lower frequency like your friend Kevin, because that's what y'all do. Y'all don't want to see a confident woman. It gives you disdain almost because she has a confidence about her, and yet there's maybe something desirable in her that you don't want to even admit because you can't stand the fact that she's on a frequency that you don't believe she should be on. Right? So that's where, and to me, you can kind of get with how his rhetoric is working with the psychology of these men. When I think about, 51% of men being single without kids, I don't look at that as necessarily positive statistics, because I often look at how many men that are like over 40 and 50 that are single and not married, and they just got girlfriends and little play toys and all that stuff, and they got commitment issues. And I'm like, there's something wrong with you. Like, why are you single? If you're so together, if you're so high net worth, and you're so valuable because of this net worth, why are you single? Like, I riddle me that, because I always have concerns. It's like, I'll tell you why I'm single if that was my status. But it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, a lot of these men don't even make sense. A lot of these men keep talking about how women aren't accountable and how women, they want things and they are unreasonable. That's the type of women that you targeted because you weren't selective, because you were superficial. Okay? When you start talking about superficial ideas or what the valuation of a person is, and it starts with the individual's net worth. And my thing is this, my idea of a high value person is an individual that, yes, can contribute to the market, can be valuable to other people, but that person doesn't necessarily have to make a certain amount of money. You know what I mean? And I think it's kind of sick and weird that men are buying into the fact that you have to make that much money to evaluate yourself as high. You know what I mean? Because basically what he's doing is teaching you how to be a bougie man. Teaching you how to be a man that if you're in the Bill Gates status, that your wife becomes an option that you can exercise. Cheating on your rich, high value man don't cheat. They exercise options, meaning that they can disrespect their woman. So, to me, a lot of these men are so angry at women, but you have these ideas about your relationship with a woman that does not align. And it's not even about a masculine woman trying to run your household and usurp your headship. It's about the fact that you're not a good head. You are a superficial, chauvinistic man that believes that you have some level of ownership to that woman, and that once she says I do to you or commits to you, that somehow she relinquishes her individual self and aspirations so that you can feel better about yourself. And I think that's what a lot of these dudes are. I look at men that follow Kevin Samuels, and I'm like, I would never want to be in a relationship with some of these guys, because if you think it's okay for a guy to verbally abuse women as a platform, when he started off talking to y'all and giving you guys counseling advice, which a lot of people could agree y'all need it, and a lot of people can agree that women need to have practical, real talk advice like that, but I don't think it needs to be delivered from like Kevin Samuels necessarily. You know what I mean? It's kind of off-putting and weird, when this man has failed in leadership and relationships himself. And even though he says that's not a basis for not listening to what he says, it's like when you sprinkle in real talk with a bunch of bullshit, it's like it's very confusing how to take your objective in whole. And I think that's what people need to really kind of think about with this dude. I don't say not listen to Kevin Samuels. I'm not telling people like don't listen to the points that he say, but I'm definitely like not with people thinking that other people are so beneath them that it is okay to degrade them. Because this mindset of high value, with this superficial mindset, mean that you think that people are beneath you. And as I told the dude who reached out to me in the comment and asked me why I defended women who he perceived as being beneath me, I said, if a rich man was drowning, would he refuse help from a man that was beneath him?